please introduce yourself?
First of all, thank you, sir. Thank you for having me on your channel. Well, my name is Roshan, and I am from Bihar. I recently graduated with English honors, and to pay my bills, I work in a school. I love playing cricket, watching movies, and reading books. This is from my side.
Okay. How long have you been working in a school?
It's been almost a year now. When I was in second year of my graduation, I started, and it's been almost a year now.
And why did you choose to work in a school? Why not in
Uh,
other
well,
places?
I, I come from a village, and if you're looking for a part-time job, you hardly find any. I had to take care of my finance, so I had no other options. This is the only language, I think, language or subject, whatever you want to call. I think I can teach, or I have a command over it. So I thought, why not to go in a school and spend my time there, and not just to spend my time, but also to actually able to take care of my bills. That was the reason.
And what is your forte? What you are very good at when it comes to teaching? Do you like to teach grammar? Do you make your students read books and then
Well,
you translate that?
in a school, you have to do a lot of things: literature, grammar, sometimes even communication classes. So I think I take care of everything. 6 days in a week, I have divided different periods for different things. But my overall goal is to make their comprehension strong enough to comprehend everything by themselves. I come from a village from Bihar, where it is not our strongest subject or language. It is our actually third language, not even second. First Bhojpuri, then Hindi, then English. So I make sure to provide them with all the stuff they require to comprehend this language, because they are able to read it, but most of the students are not able to comprehend it. So I you know, try to help them in whatever way I can.
So, what on earth you learned this language and you became deft at this language, as you have been saying that you do belong to Bihar and there it is the third
Hmm.
language. So, what made you learn this
Actually,
language?
I have always been interested in stories. It was not just English, but stories in general. There used to be a time when I used to read Champak, Balhans, Nanhe Samrat. All these books are for children. Monthly magazines, they used to come twice in a week. So I was introduced to these stories by my cousins. But then a time came when I had read almost everything in Hindi. I won't say Hindi literature, but the books for children. So I started exploring different things, movies, TV shows, and most of them were in English. So gradually, I started comprehending them. I didn't even know that I didn't have to pay extra attention for that. It just came naturally to me. I don't know how, but I think I was just interested in it. And then internet happened, and I was on internet introduced to different forms of media, movies, anime, literature, comics. So I just surrounded myself with stories. And without even realizing, I was able to comprehend the language. And when I was in class 11th, I had joined this English class for my grammar. And there I met so many friends who are able to speak in English. And with them, I used to chat. And yeah, this has been my story, to just simply surround myself with the stories. And without even realizing, I had learned this language.
Hmm. According to you, how much time it takes for a beginner to learn this language or to come to a level where we can consider, okay, this person is usually assertive. Whenever he
Yes.
articulates, he is very much confident.
I think depending on their comprehension ability, if somebody is able to grasp this basic grammar and basic vocabulary, I think 90 or 6 months are enough.
Hmm.
I think to be able to understand somebody is speaking, but to speak, you need to speak regularly, right? It cannot happen within a year or within, like, even. I think it is a process which will have to continue, right? Even right now we can communicate, but what if we stop using this language or stop surrounding ourselves with this language? We won't be able to communicate, right? So it takes forever, I would say. there is no particular set of time that 6 months are enough. But to able to comprehend, I think 6 months are enough just to
Right.
comprehend.
And yes, you are absolutely correct that there is no deadline for this beautiful language. The more you learn, the more you understand it.
Yes,
This
yes. And I
what
think when you are interested in a particular language or a subject, you always find that I'm not good enough. When you are going deep into that ocean, I mean, if somebody is interested in mathematics, they always find that they are not good enough. They have to practice more, they have to learn some more chapters, or they have to learn more concept. I think it happens with almost every subject or every language. You are always able to see that gap. And I think you are a teacher, you are able, I think you can also relate with that, because when you are teaching something, you are always able to find that gap. Let's say you have to teach chapter verb today, so you are trying to make your students understand what does it mean and how we are going to use it while speaking, writing, or just in general using this language. So in the middle of that, you find that I could have said this thing in a different manner, I could have made them understand in a different manner, right? So there is always this gap to fill whenever you are teaching and going deep into a particular subject or a language.
yes, right. And how true it is, or how right it is to say that we can learn this language through social media. Don't you feel whenever we try to get a hang of this language, we are usually
Hmm.
distracted? If I want
Of
to
course.
learn modal verbs, so I'll try to learn, but where I just need to spend half an hour, it is going to take almost 2 to 3 hours, and I feel that I
No,
have
no.
not learned anything. Hmm.
Why you are going to learn models or verb on social media platform? You can take the help of YouTube, but watch actual lectures of it. Then you will have to watch actual lectures, and social media can be really helpful. I mean, not short form of media, but actual the long form of media. I mean, there are tons of lectures you can find online. But if you are thinking that going on Reels or using social media posts to learn, it will be very difficult. And I think our mindset, not just our, I think whole everybody's mindset is changing, just because we are getting so used to Reels that we think that a minute is enough to learn a particular chapter or learn a particular topic. It's not that. It takes forever. We believe that we have learned it, but when we actually try to use it or try to solve some questions, we feel that maybe we are lacking. There is a huge gap. We are able to identify that.
But on social media, you must have experienced one thing, that whenever it is about teachers, they
Hmm,
always teach things which are really captivating, which is going
hmm,
to gain attention of users. They will tell
hmm,
you the Hindi of jalebi, sorry, English of jalebi. They'll tell you the English of samosa and all these things, puri,
hmm.
so that they can gain more and more subscribers. They usually, I think, they always cut corners. They always go for cut corners.
I think this is because of the algorithm, what kind of things people like to watch. I have never been interested in that stuff. I told you I have surrounded myself with actual books, with actual stories, and this is how I have learned this language. I have never taken that shortcut. I told you earlier that I never had to pay extra attention. It was just that I enjoyed the process of reading or watching movies, right? It was never a conscious decision that today I'm learning verb. Yes, of course, it happened after I was in class 11th or 12th. I started taking care of that, but before that it was never a conscious decision that today I'm going to learn tenses or preposition or any chapter of grammar.
Right, yes, it is so true, and it really does work like that. Would you
Hmm.
mind me about your favorite festival?
My favorite festival,
Yes.
well, there are so, I won't say so many, but I do love to hang out on Eid. you know Eid is one of my favorite festivals, and then there is Deepavali too. I like Deepavali, but none of my friends invite me. Actually, I'm kidding. They do. uh, but I think Deepavali and Eid, both of are my favorite festivals.
Why?
Deepavali has been very close to my heart. I'll tell you why. Because ever since I was a kid, my my house was right beside my school. So my teachers used to invite me for, I don't know what to call diya in English, but they used to give me diya and sweets. So because of that, I always waited for it, and they used to give me pens on the Pauli, Diya, sweets, and pens. So I always looked forward to, that when the Pauli comes, I'm going to my teacher's house and then I'll get my gifts. And Eid, it's one of our, I belong to a Muslim community. So Eid is celebrated with pop and so.
Mm.
We celebrate it with our relatives, with our friends, and we get to meet each other, we hug each other. So, and food, especially the food factor, I love it, man. Biryani, sevaya, and everything you can find.
Mm. My mouth is watering after hearing your. And I
I can
think
understand, brother.
it- being Hindu, whenever it is about Eid, like we celebrate every festival with a lot of excitement. But
Mm,
when Eid, I love Eid because of Sevaya. That I do have
mm,
some friends, and they never ever forget that, and they know that how I love. And I don't know why
mm.
that whenever I get Sevaya from my friends, it it always tastes delectable. That and the
Yes, man, it
way
happened. It happened.
mm, the way you make it, I think you add extra of everything, dry fruits,
Mhm.
other love, and everything is there. How do you manage your personal and professional life? I would love to know.
My life is pretty boring. I mean, I work and I come home, I read, I go out with my friends. This is my life. I told you I'm from a village, so we don't have much things to do. Like we cannot hang out to expensive places, but we do go out. Once in a while we go to theaters, and it's very simple. I work, I take care of my studies, and whenever I get time, I hang out with my friends. And talking about my professional life, it is very simple. I'm working in a private school, so I have to be on time. No matter what's going on, I have to be there on time. You know,
Right.
and I have to take care of other stuff, just not just teaching. There are so many activities going on in a private school that you have to be present. So I do find it sometimes pretty difficult to take care of my own studies and working in a school, but I have to manage. I'm not complaining though, because it is paying my bills.
Hmm. Right. But as you are from a village, if you
Mm,
don't like out of that, go to cities. You are very good at
mm,
English. You are
mm.
going to have more opportunities where you can do well in your life. Why you are there?
Yes, yes, I
Hmm.
understand, I understand, but I think not English is not enough. I think just because of English, you are not going to get a job. And right now, I'm enjoying my process of teaching. So if I continue to work on myself, and if I can build my own style of teaching, I can start my online community, and I can also open, as you are working in an offline institute, I can also do that. So right now, I have to work on myself. I have to take care of so many things. And as you talked about working in a bigger city, I don't have any other degree. No, nobody's going to hire me on my BA English honors degree, dude. Nobody's going to hire me for that. And yeah, this is what I think. I have to work on myself. And then hopefully I'll think about moving on, because I hate this place. I do want to leave as soon as I can. I don't like being here. I hate it.
Why is it so? Like I think wherever we are born, we adore
Hmm.
that place or we adorn that particular place. So, what makes you detest this beautiful or the place you are living
Uh,
at?
I think earlier you talked about, not in this session, but in our previous session, you talked about being rich and getting known by others. So
Mm,
I don't desire that, but I do want to surround myself with people who can actually share same kind of hobbies. Of course, I love my friends who like whoever is here, but I think the people here, they are so conservative minded people. They don't let you express your thoughts, or there's just so many things happening in a village that you just feel that you are restricted, right? And in general, I don't like the culture of my village. Or it's not that I hate it completely. I am fine enough, but if I could get an option to move out, then definitely I'm going to. And life is all about experiencing different things. I don't want to be stuck here forever. I do want to explore. Traveling is expensive, but it is in my bucket list to travel our country, especially our country. I want to visit South. I want to visit every corner of our country. But for that, before I do that, I have to take care of, get financially
Hmm.
strong enough to do that,
Right.
right?
Yes. Okay. If you were to change a few things in you or in your village, what would
Hmm.
you?
I think I'll add this factor that you don't have to think what other person is doing. Work on yourself, right? And you don't have to interfere with every personal thing personal thing of others, right? Let them do whatever they want to. I know that with a social boundary, you cannot cross that, but let them express themselves. For example, if I'm going out with my phone or recording myself, people will look at me if I'm an alien, right? So it bothers you. I mean, even there are so many things. So first, I'll change that. I'll change this mentality of educating people. Not change, inspire them to educate themselves, right? Third, third would be to what should I change?
Hmm.
Education I've talked about,
Hmm.
not interfere,
Hmm.
and I think two is enough. Two is enough.
Yes. And what I personally believe is, if you want to see the change, you have to change
Of course,
yourself.
I have. I think I forgot to answer about myself. I think I have changed so much as a person. I don't interfere with anybody. If I like to be in my own company, but we are social animals, so we do need other people, right? You just cannot stay in your room forever. So I have my friends. I don't tell them what they need to do, but I actually give them freedom to express themselves, right? I'm not somebody who will lecture them all the time that you should be doing this, you should be doing that. I let them do whatever they want to.
Yes, it is so nice of you. So, yes, I really enjoyed this conversation as we both have time constraints. So, on this beautiful note,
Likewise.
yes, we have to say goodbye to each other. Hope to see you in the future. Keep
Yeah.
learning, keep spreading good things with others. Okay, take
Yeah.
care.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for having me.